So today we're going to talk about pulling the wire for a theater. We're doing a custom home here in Eagle, Idaho. It's not like a really crazy theater. It's going to be a 7.2.2, meaning there are going to be 7 speaker lines, 2 sublines, and 2 sets of Atmos speakers. We'll kind of walk you through what it is that we're going to do. I've already started on this process. So far, what I've done is I've pulled the center channel, the left channel, and the right channel. And those we pull with a 16 gauge wire, just a 2-strand, so positive and negative. And in here, I've started the process. I've pre-drilled everywhere that I'm going. We call it just zigzag. We run the wire through the wall and staple it. That way, depending on where we ultimately set up our speakers, we can cut our hole for where the speaker's gonna go, and we'll have speaker wire wherever that needs to be. We also do it like this. In this instance, we're likely gonna just be hanging a TV, and oftentimes people wanna do stand speakers, and if that's the case, then we have the ability to just come down low. We'll hang a plate, and then we can just do binding posts that will connect our speaker wire to from there. So that's how we do it. We always bring a data line in for our television. Our TV, they've pre-wired for an electrical whip so that we can put a TV box up here for mounting. We've also got one down here. So we're just gonna pull our data line and we'll connect it all the way down here so that ultimately wherever it ends up, we've got enough slack to do it. And we'll put a little loop down here, zip it here. And so let me just show you kind of our process real quick. I need my ladder because I can't reach the top yet. So this is our center channel for our speaker. So we use our 4mm staples and just go about 1.5 to 2 feet down each side. Come back. Ow! That hurt. Now I'm high enough. We'll go like this and take our data line. Actually, I probably shouldn't be using 4mm staples for that. I should be using 6mm staples, correct?
Correct.
So
you don't want alien crosstalk.
We don't want to crunch the line. I like to call it tidying up. Whenever I tidy up my lines, I'll take my stapler, if I've only got 4mm, and I'll go horizontal with the line in the direction that it's running, and then I take one of my zip ties and I'll just roll it through there, connect it here, and then just pull the zip tie tight. Not super tight because you don't want to crush that line, but pull it tight. It keeps it nice and tidy, and then you just zip this off here. And after having used a million different ways to affix cables, this is the most consistent way. This is the way that I like the most because it just makes it cleaner, easier, and so that's how I do it. So I'm gonna finish this speaker wire real quick just to get it out of the way. I always like to go behind the electrical. That's just me. And then one last one right here at the very bottom. And cut off the excess. Oh. Do not zip your stuff to other people's cabling. That is a no-no. i.e. don't stick it to the electrician's Romex. He'll get pissed off, which I don't blame him. I don't like it. I came to this job and found somebody stole half the holes I drilled already. And that really chaps my hide, yeah. And we'll go back here like this. And then, where was my other one? Oh, I think my last one was down here. So, I don't actually love this electrician's box, but it's what we've got. So, I usually just loop my coax down here.
We're gonna have to do one of those little things because you said coax. When they put the little star, the little asterisk,
yes.
And then they.
I like to loop my category 6 wire, which is all we pull these days. We hate Cat 5. Cat 5e. It's for losers. Just kidding, it's fine. We just don't pull it because we like faster connection speeds. Okay. See if we can get this little bit back in here. There we go. Unzip it nice and tight. And then when it comes time to trim out, we'll come and clip this, grab this wire, pull it out through the hole, and we will be ready to go. So that's it.
You don't want it to run parallel with power wire with the Romex too much, but this is a short amount, so it doesn't really matter. Like, you wouldn't want to put this right next to a whole bunch of electrical wire that's going across a home. But for this purpose, it'll work just great.
Just ducky. Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say that. That's why I kind of left it off the wall like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding. Okay. Yeah, we'll just pull it straight across and then follow my chase that way. That's how you do it.
These will be the center Atmos speakers. So they'll go like kind of right above the ideal seating location. So you can do a pair of them. You can do up to, well, you can do as many pairs as you want, really. But most amplifiers they would top out with 3 pairs, so 6 speakers. So we do that a fair bit on some of the higher end theaters that people want. So we'll just go across. Looks like Eric has all the wire over here. So we will bring this wire right over here and here. We will follow it around. So we'll wait till he gets back, and then we'll pull out the rest of the way. We'll do another one down here, and then we've got these sound deadening walls that are like a floating wall that's offset, where the studs are offset so that it kills the sound. And so you can't really put a speaker in these kind of walls, so we'll have to probably just do the other ones in the ceiling as well, the side ones. So that's what we got to do.
I mean, it's probably an illegal trick, but
The cops are gonna come and bust you, man.
cops are gonna bust you.
Walking the ladder, doo da doo da doo. Beep beep. I've always thought it would be fun to have stilts.
I've seen an electrician use stilts before.
Really? Where at?
At my house, when we built my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That can be fun and efficient because my body gets real sore getting up and down the ladder. Don't get me standing on the top of the ladder, it's illegal. So we done gonna zigzag us right here. Bring a little bit more over here. This is not really how I would ideally like it. So pull it off! Hooray! We're gonna go like this.
Oh, man.
And we'll go here. And here. Don't staple through the electricians, they'll get mad. And here. And you wanna keep it high enough that when the sheetrockers miss the wood, it doesn't go through a wire with their screws. But also not so high that we can't find it when we go digging in 3 months for where this wire is.
And do not staple through the R wire either.
Yeah, that's also a no-no. But these staplers, we like them a lot. They've got a little guide in them right here. So you just set the wire right in that notch, and then you can't really staple through it. You just gotta make sure you're in that notch. And then the staple wraps right around it.
It's glorious.
It's glorious.
We're gonna go over here now. The only other thing we gotta do up here is, this is something we like to do in all our new builds now. Most of the time people get their Wi-Fi hotspot in the very corners of their home, and that's not a very great placement. So what we like to do is, if we're doing a new build, is we actually like to get the Wi-Fi in the ceiling. So you can put a Wi-Fi access point up in the ceiling that looks kind of like a smoke detector. And so it gets it out of the way, and then you can put it in a better location. The nice thing about it too is that when you hook the network wire in, you can actually get power to it through a thing called power over Ethernet. And so it'll power the wireless access point. It makes it super simple, gets it out of the way, and just makes it look better and work better. So we're gonna put up one of these boxes because it's gonna mount to a single gang box. We'll run a Cat 6 to it, and then that's all we need to do. Depending on the size of the house, we'll typically do at least 2 of these, if not 3. Much larger houses, you may need to go 4 or more. We've done some houses that have 5 or 6, but for a house this size, we're gonna be good with 3. You get proper coverage, and it'll just use a Wi-Fi 6E access point. So we'll go like this. We should have a Sharpie in this bag of tricks. So we'll go like this, and do a little mark. This is not my favorite. Not my favorite measuring tape, but it's better than the Milwaukee one, because the Milwaukee one is a limp biscuit.
Here, you want a true man's measuring tape? Look at the standoff on that baby.
Wow. Oh, that's the Milwaukee.
Yeah, this is I don't know why you don't like Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the best stuff.
Kind of put it in, just give it a tap. And then, so we can start doing the wire right now. And again, we're just gonna go up and over this, and then we'll drop it down that box and zip tie it in so that it's ready. And actually, you know what? We actually like to do these a different color. So I'm gonna pull this back, and we'll just forget that. We got 3 colors of category 6 wire we got here: blue, an orange, and a white. So typically we'll use these blue ones in a residential setting. We'll use these blue ones for the WAP. So it just makes it easier for us to figure out in the end. I mean, they're all labeled, but we just know all the blue ones are WAPs. The orange one we use as the demarcation. So that's the wire that goes from the side of the home where the utilities come in, inside the house location, and then we use white for basically wherever you have a device. So whether it's like your office for a computer or like a TV. And pretty simple setup. The one wire we don't have here today is yellow because we're not actually doing cameras at this house, but a lot of times we'll do cameras in the corners of the home, and we'll use a yellow wire for that. And it just makes it really easy to figure out which wire goes to what. So we're gonna go up and over these electrical wires. And like I said earlier, we like to cross those on a perpendicular angle if we can. So that's what we do. And we'll bring that over here, pull that down there. Move our ladder. Sometimes I wish I could do stilts, but not really, because I don't like stilts. They're creepy. So we'll go up and over. And Eric's got this beautiful hole right here where all the wires are going down in. So we will go down into here. And then we'll turn our ladder and come over here. We will make sure that it is roughly the same length as all of these other wires. So we'll kind of pull until the wires are level, and there we are. And we'll just tuck that guy right there. Now we go back and pull it through the other end. So we're gonna finish this guy up. I'm just gonna kind of bring it over, drop it down about 2 feet or so. So we'll cut right here. And then we'll just bring the wire through here. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of wind it up into a little circle, back on itself. And then we'll push it up in here. And then we'll anchor it up in here with a zip tie, which I have right here. I should have grabbed one before, but oh well. So we'll just pull this guy here. And then just zip tie it. And then we just leave this kind of loose there. Actually, I want to get this a little tighter so that it will stay put. And then we'll kind of push this back. And then as the drywallers go through, really easy to get our wire out later on to terminate it and then get the WAP in there. So that's all done. Super easy. We just finished a box of wire. This one didn't last long, only 2 jobs. So what we do is we put our date here. What's this subdivision called again?
I don't remember.
So
Canner subdivision.
we're just gonna say Dame
That's what I put on all mine, Dame.
106 to 0. And this is how we keep track of what we've been using for each job. So then we put this on a spreadsheet back at the ranch, and then we can make sure that we're using our estimates are what we think. So
Okay, these are crappy drill bits, so don't use crappy tools. But we gotta go up here. Every time I drill, I always tell everybody, check above or to the side of what you're drilling so that you can see, like when I was coming through here, there was electrical here. You gotta be cautious of that. When we're going up here, a lot of times this top plate will have electrical running across it. So you just wanna make sure that there's nothing, no plumbing, no electrical that's in the way. And then we're gonna just come right up through here. Ow. Ah. Shoosh. I like to let the tool do the work, but this tool ain't doing no work. It's a freeloader. Okay. And then I'm gonna cut our wire right here. That'll give us plenty of excess. And move this. Always slide it in this hole. Otherwise it falls in the box and then becomes tangled and the whole box is wasted. Because you can't pull out of a tangled box. Okay. Where are you, Mr. Hole? Now this wire, for this type of shade that we're doing, just requires, it's actually a pretty small wire. It's an 18-2 is what we're using. You can use 16-2 if it's a really long run, but this is a pretty short run, so we're on an 18-2. And fish it through all 3 of these.
they're 2 feet long, aren't they? The drill bits?
Yeah. Well, no, they've got 3 different lengths. There's a shorter one, a longer one. Okay. And that is done. And then when the trim guys come, they'll come and they'll trim this out and they'll put our wire out through here, and then when we come back with our shades, our wire will be here, all powered here, and we'll be able to run it magically.